What is up, CSGs? Your Houston Rockets defeated the Milwaukee Bucks on the road in a game that, I ain't gonna lie, I watched the first half. I was at work, so I had to go back to work, right? And then I didn't get to watch the second half until after the game was already over. So I was a bit annoyed because the stupid NBA app gave me the alert that they won. So I didn't get to feel the joy and excitement that everybody did because they told me they won, but I went back and watched the second half. So what I did was, you know what? Because I have to watch the second half again, not in real time, I might as well do a breakdown. So I was able to do a breakdown of the second half, really just the fourth quarter, about 5 minutes left. So what I did was go through that. So we're gonna watch that in a second. My breakdown of the fourth, the last clutch minutes of the Rockets, some of the stuff that they did that I really loved. But just overall in the game, I want to talk about the game a little bit. I'll talk about it a little bit afterwards as well. Shout out to Sheppard. I think that Reed really showed a lot in this game. I'll talk about that on the back end of the video. Shout out to Sengun. Shout out to KD. Shout out to Ime Udoka. Great bounce back game. I thought we were dead to rights. I ain't gonna lie. It didn't look good, but they found a way to win. And these are the type of things that you want to build up as you go throughout the season. You want to learn how to win. That's what you want to do. So check out the breakdown. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the back end. Enjoy. The Rockets Chop Shop is your one-stop shop for all your basketball needs, for highlights, analysis, podcasts. We do it all here at the Rockets Chop Shop. Make sure you hit the like button on the videos that you watch if you enjoy them. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications from all the great drops that we have on the channel. Also, you can visit the Chop Shop merch store and get you some of the swaggiest gear in the Houston Rockets kingdom. And if you want, you can always support the channel directly through donations. And if you want, you can support us through our partnerships with our sponsors. The Rockets Chop Shop is made by fans, for fans, and we're gonna keep rocking and keep dropping that heat.
This is something I know.
How important was Alfie's physicality down the stretch?
That was great on both ends. He guarded Giannis one-on-one pretty much. They tried to set some screens, and he beat him to the spot underneath. Made it tough on him, wore on him a little bit, and then offensively going back at him. Obviously, the big three-point play late where he handled the ball and was under control through some pressure. But I think him and KD really played well off each other, found the matchup that they each liked, and obviously he came through big in the fourth quarter throughout.
Okay, so now the Bucks are back on offense. Alp did a really good job guarding Giannis for multiple reasons. One, his ability to stay in front and move his feet laterally, his strength to be able to not be driven into the paint unless Giannis got or deep positioning already. Him just being at that free throw line level was really elite. But also the Bucks were running a bunch of back screens on him, almost like some of the Spain pick and roll stuff where you get the screener coming low. You'll see that he engages Sengun here in the back, right? That little engagement right there is really hard to guard because once you get back screened, Giannis can just peel full speed here, attacking Reed with Sengun screened off. It's really, really effective, especially when you're doing it with a shooter, because what you do is, in Sengun's effort to fight over to cut off Giannis from this engagement, and Reed or whoever whoever's guarding the screener, their effort is going to be try to stay with the screener. You get kind of a no man's land position where this guy's going to go here. He's going to go here. They're going to our two players are going to run into each other. And what this shooter is going to peel out to the three-point line here, where this ball handler has the option to throw him the ball on the three-point line. The Rockets did a fairly good job of guarding this action, and Sheppard did a hell of a good job. And I think Ime Udoka and them coached them on it, because what he's doing, you'll see Reed, and I think towards the end it's going to be I forgot who the other person, it might have been a man or somebody in there as we close out. They are holding the screener to not lose their trail position, right? So let's run it. So you'll see Reed does a great job. And honestly, Giannis read this wrong. He should have just attacked, right? If we go back a bit, I don't know why this computer goes back so far. If we go back a bit, you'll see it come, right? Once you get here, what Giannis needs to do is get downhill, right? That little gap of Reed and Sengun running into each other is all he really needs. So this was a bad read, predetermined in my mind for him to make that pass. What Giannis should have done is hit right here, because Reed is in the play kind of work, because Reed's trail. Whenever you have a gap on a screener this wide, it's kind of, it's going to be hard, because even for the shots. But Reed does a good job. But that little gap right here, Giannis should have hit it hard, and then went to the rim. And guess what? Jabari would have had to collapse in here to pick him up on that side, or possibly Amen. If Amen collapsed, he has options, because you see that I don't think that's Kuzma. That's that Hollins kid, or Rollins, whatever his name is. He's going to down block on KD, and then Giannis has two options. If Jabari helps, Giannis could kick it to Turner. If Amen helps, you have a natural down screen here with Kuzma in the corner. So this is an effective action. He just runs it bad, to be honest. But let's run it and see. So they run it and get straight into a kind of a dribble handoff into it, which is kind of the secondary flow of it. Because once the shot isn't there, you get a screen from Giannis. Let me see if I can go back without going too far back. Okay, so let's run it. You get the screen from the guard there. He comes up. Reed does a great job. A terrible screen, might I add. And then they get into a DHO action here. So just regular DHO. And then right now Reed is dead to rights. I'm not going to lie. He's dead to rights. But this is not a ball handler. One of the things I saw in this game, if it's a team that's going to have a guy that can actually run a pick and roll with Reed, you cannot run just single drop coverage with him and Sengun. That is a terrible two-man combination. I would blitz it, but the Bucks, to me, one of the reasons we're able to beat them, they don't have that dynamic guard to punish us, punish some of the things that we do. And so right now they get into this pick and roll action. You get the great job by Sengun for recovering. I mean, just look at the feet, bro. I want y'all to watch Sengun on this play, bro. Right? Okay, fights off the screen here, is still in position, even though Giannis could have taken advantage of it. Eyes are here, gets into a pick and roll, stops the ball handler, great feet, wide base, able to stop the ball handler, right? And then bang, retreats to the roller with help from Amen. Great stunt from Amen there, cuts off Giannis, and then makes him have to pass it out, right? Another pick and roll action. You get Amen, kind of a bad job on that, gets beat to the corner. Great recovery by Alperen Sengun here, right? Talk about a guy that doesn't play defense. Let's see that again. He's guarded 3 actions on this play. When you saw Udoka praising him for his defense, right? The initial action, right? Blew that up. That didn't work. Okay, DHO, cut off the ball handler. That didn't work. Cut off the roller, which is Giannis, with help from Amen. That didn't work. Okay, now I'm here with you. Okay, now we're going to do another deal here. Another pick and roll action, another screen action, able to keep the ball handler at bay, then recover to cut Giannis off, and then late contest to make a guy that has to make a tough pass. And, but the end result is Giannis just being Giannis. But great job by Sengun there, because that defense comes in later on. KD at the top of the key. Once again, I love the Alp KD, kind of the two-man in the front court. How many teams, this is crazy, how many teams in the NBA do you know that in the fourth quarter of a game, 4 minutes left, that the two-man front court is not a guard and a shooting guard or a guard and a wing? It's our, whatever KD is, our 3 or 4 in your center that are going to be the two people that are probably going to bring the ball up on some possessions, right? Because they have the most gravity. So Kuzma, if I'm KD, I'm comfortable attacking Kuzma, or I'm comfortable attacking attacking Buddy right here, right? So he's gonna they're kind of shading over to him because Sengun is not a elite shooter. The Rockets have made a substitution. I want you guys to notice this substitution and how it impacts the spacing on the floor. We have replaced Steven Adams with one Jabari Smith Jr. and loaded our corners with 2 shooters. This is ideal. This is, oh my God, this is what I've been begging for. And the only reason this is happening is because Reed Sheppard has not been a traffic cone on defense in this game. He's been a good defender, making plays for the Rockets. The Bucks don't have the players to attack him, and you could put him on different guys on their team, right? You could put him on AJ Green. You could put him on Gary Trent Jr. You could put him on guys that are just shooters just like him. And that is totally fine because that's what you want. And if they're intent on trying to call screens on that, with those shooters that aren't ball handlers, you live with that because they're not going to punish you in the pick and roll like a Cade or somebody else will. So that's why, to me, you didn't see a lot of zone in this game. But the spacing is elite because you have Amen Thompson in the dunker spot. You have Reed and Jabari, 2 good shooters, loading the corners. And you have Sengun here as an outlet valve. Even though he's not a great spacer, if KD wanted to pass with him shading towards Kevin Durant, Alp has free downhill attack because he's a good ball handler. And what options does Alp have if he gets free downhill attack? If Giannis comes in to help, you kick it out to Bari. If this little dude wants to help on the drive with Sengun, you have Amen here. And then obviously Reed is just there, and then you still have to deal with KD if he repositions. So this is a tough spot for the defense. I love this closing group, which is weird to say that I'm excited about having Reed Sheppard in their closing lineups. It is all predicated on the defense, though. I pray that the development continues. KD elects to go ISO here, and then you get a step up from Rollins, and makes a good pass to Amen Thompson, who gets fouled. And that's the beauty and the value of having Amen in the dunker spot, because his superpower is not shooting corner threes. I promise you that, right? Just like the principles of playing defense, once the defense commits, KD gets to the corner, he's driving down. You can either have help from here or help from here. Either way, you're screwed because you're going to have one of our Rockets players available for the outlet pass. And these were great passes by KD, right? And so you let her run, bucket, and 1, right? So now we were down 8, cut it down to 6, a 6-point game. Still, the Rockets are going to be fighting for their lives in this game. Still fighting. Okay, here you can see Sengun has been PTSD'd by the screens from the back. You're going to see Gary Trent Jr. kind of bluff this screen, right? Reed needs to do a better job of getting more body on body. That is too much space there, but that's stuff you'll learn as you get older. But this is probably one of the more impressive plays that I saw from Reed in this game. They go into a DHO, into a Giannis now starts rolling. And once he rolls, right now Reed is dead to rights, right? Because Reed is so far out of position, Sengun has to literally step up into this. And if this was a actual guard, they have options here. This probably should be a lob to Giannis. But Gary Trent Jr. has CTE, so we're not going to hold him. So right now, Reed is dead to rights. There's just too much space there. Sengun has to step up. Giannis has a free path. And if I don't even think Jabari could get there. And if Jabari did try to sink down, Giannis could just throw the pass out to the corner over here what's their center's name? I'm forgetting everybody's name today. To Miles Turner, right? So if Miles Turner, he can make that shot in his sleep. I want y'all to see how Reed recovers, right? Gary Trent goes for the shot and Reed with the amazing contest. That was elite. So let's run it full. Good chase there. Good contest. Good block. A block on a floater is crazy work. And if he's going to fight like that, I'm okay with that, bro. That standing there and just watching stuff, we can't do that. But if you're gonna get beat, do it going hard, go fast. And now we're in a transition situation here where we draw a foul, right? So Rockets are making way, surviving the Reed. No, not even surviving, thriving the Reed minutes. He had so much gravity and spacing to our team that if we can unlock him, it really opens up a lot, right? It really does open up a lot. Okay, so let's see. Okay, 3-point game. 3-point game, Bucks ball. Little handoff action here. Quick handoff. They want to attack. They're done trying to play with Sengun because he's been locking it up, right? So now they want to pick on KD, right? They want to use small body against Giannis. And I love some of the stuff they do off ball. You're seeing, I wish the Rockets would implore some of this because while their main action is going, Giannis is going to garner all this attention. I love that they're setting off-ball screens. I don't know if it's a dummy action to engage the backside. Regardless, if you got a talented passer, I would love for Sheppard to be in this situation while that's Sengun or KD. But just wanted to point that out. And then you get the convergence of Giannis in the paint against KD, who gets a great contest and is able to block him. That's what you get with the length of KD has. We get into a fast break situation. Here, give the ball to KD, catch them slipping, dunk, 7-point game. Okay, just smart. All of this stuff, honestly, the Rockets comeback started on their defense, and it's them on the off getting stops and then taking smart shots and not just CTE stuff. And this is really important. What I mean by that, I want you guys to notice, where's a man playing in this game? He's in a dunker spot. He's acting like a role player on offense. That is perfectly okay. The games where he has to be Jordan and like that's not saying he can't score. It's going to be matchup dependent, but he is not the best scorer for us in a half court setting. Transition, yes. Half court is an outlet valve, yes. But as an initiator in the closing minutes of a game, it is too easy to guard him at the top of the key. So their alignment was just better. This is sustainable. This is just sustainable stuff. Okay, so great communication here. Giannis is tired. Let me just point that out. He then got shut down by Sengun on some of those actions they were doing by Reed and Amen and everybody, all the attention he's getting. I want you to look at his demeanor here. Y'all know some of these stars, we've seen Harden do this. After his ISOs didn't work for a while, he'll just throw the ball to Eric Gordon, like, go do something with it. So that is the look of a man that is like, bro, I need a break, right? He needs a break right now. Okay, so they go into this with Kuzma, right? Good contest by Sengun, able to still keep his feet, able to cut off the drive, and then Amen to help with the drive had to step back, which allows the Rollins kid to make a three. Okay, you just tip your cap to them. That was a good contested shot. Ain't nothing crazy going on. A 4-point game. Sengun gets fouled. Kind of bailed out. I don't know if that was a turnover, but he gets fouled there. I think the Bucks challenged this, if I'm not mistaken. Reed drops bro on this play, right? Just watch this. This is nuts. This is nuts. It's not even anything aggressive. Just a little hard dribble, pull up, pull back. Got man touching earth. Man down. What is a mayday, mayday, bro? We got a mayday right here. What are you doing, brother? Get off your knees. Get off your knees, king. But yeah, Reed made bro touch earth. I would have pulled up. I ain't gonna lie. Smart by him. If it was me, I would have pulled up, Reed. Reed, you got to pull up. So they cut that off pretty good. Gives the ball to Alp. You get KD in the post. Trying to read the defense, go into a screen action, get KD in the post. I like that matchup versus Gary Trent. Reed brings his defender to KD, which is not great. Spacing, he was already in his kind of his motion action. And now you got 2 on KD, who should pass it, but Reed's gravity pulls it back out, fouls. It was a bailout. That was a nasty possession. I'm not going to lie. They had a couple options to get things done, but that's why KD is KD. He's just special. He's just special, bro. Just special. Okay. Hits his free throws. 1 point game. Getting some movement. Once again, Giannis caught his breath. Sengun. Now they're going to try a different action with a different shooter, a better shooter. Reed is out the game. This is the lineup that closes the game out with Josh Okogie. You lose gravity, but you gain some defense, right? So they're trying to set up this back pick and roll with this guy that's a supposed shooter. Great. So I do want to point out the trail technique difference between Okogie. Hold on, let me back it up. And Reed, and some things Reed can work on. Okay. So they're trying to do the back pick from every angle, and look how tight Okogie is on bro. No air. He gets some space here, but you got to sell out on that screen. That is what you're looking for as a coach. There should be no air, and this is what you want to see on the screen. Like, that's winning plays, bro. That's winning plays. You give your guy a chance because that forces that because they don't want him to drive the ball because he's not a ball handler like that. They want him to shoot the ball, but you're able to help your center out with good pick and roll defense, and then you get a good pass, good contest by KD, good contest, fake, block, basket interference. That's defense, brother. Josh Okogie was the star on that play. The trail, fighting over the screen. That's a stop. 1 point game. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Just good defense. And yeah, Giannis interfered with that. You got a man bringing up the ball. No ball pressure. A lot of teams that we lose to, we're not seeing this, right? And so this is, you take this game with a grain of salt. The Rockets' issues are still their issues. This space is egregious by Doc Rivers. I would have had a man picked up full court. The film is out there. It is what it is, right? You don't have ball handlers. I'm full court pressure because it's going to delay us getting to our sets. But when you don't do that, you're able to let us set up our offense because you're going to see Okogie set a screen here to allow a wet screen here to allow KD to get his post positioning here. And this was done because of just poor defense by the Bucks. Oh, that was Jabari that did it. No type of fighting, nothing. They just let KD get in his position. So KD has Giannis one-on-one right here. The overloaded to the right side of the court. You have Sengun and Amen in the paint. Obviously, the paint is not an option because there's so much help. So if I'm KD, I'm thinking collapse and pass. That's all this is going to be, a collapse and pass, right? So let's see what he does. Gets in, collapse, he didn't get super paint touch, but really with his gravity and threat to collapse, all he needs is that. Fire. Just smart basketball, bro. I ain't gonna lie. A couple of players ago, whether it's Dylan, JG, hell, KPJ, that would have been a crash out. I'm going to the basket regardless of what's happening. So, KD hasn't been great in the fourth quarters as far as decision making. This game, he was pristine. And I think a lot of it was due to the lack of ball pressure that Milwaukee had. Rockets up. The big Mo is moving. That's that momentum. Okay, Sengun here guarding Giannis. Gets in the paint with help. Obviously you have to help on the corner, on the edges when Giannis is coming. You got to build that wall. That does open up some shooting. Good job by Jabari using his length, using his feet, moving his puppies, smothering. This is just a defensive masterclass right here. I don't know how this play ends. I'm watching it with y'all, right? Okogie, they trap him. Peels off. You got Jabari, all of his length. And then I think Amen gets beat here. And then great seal. This is just smart, but I got to call it when I see it. I love the game too much. That is a great seal right here by Giannis on Sengun. Amen gets beat. And great seal leads to, I think he makes this layup, if I'm not mistaken. I think Bro makes this layup. Great seal leading to a layup. That Rollins kid can ball. No cap. All right, the men bringing the ball up now. Once again, no ball pressure, just letting us live. Close to a backcourt there. Don't like that. All right, we're going to go pick and roll with Sengun, but it's really just to set up a matchup. They feel comfortable attacking Miles Turner. Okay. Giannis concedes. ISO. Once again, Sengun is trying to... I don't think he means to even get the post here to post up Giannis. He was trying to seal for KD here on the drive. And then KD does get the drive off and pulls ups and is KD. You cannot guard KD with Miles Turner. Once again, egregious job by Doc Rivers and his people. I can see how bro loses games and comebacks in series. Like, you got to make adjustments. But we also have the same issue. Okay, so now they want to pick on somebody different. We're tired of picking on Sengun. Give me Jabari. Right, give me Jabari. Let's see what Jabari does on this play. Great job, just using his length. And yeah, we just got to get the rebound, foul. 115, 113, Rockets up 2, just playing great defense on this play. Okay, I think Giannis misses both free throws. Reed is back in the game, took Okogie out. It's offense time. You have a little room for a buffer. You want to get a good offensive possession. You still got timeout, so you want to get a shot here because a shot here could literally be the game winner at this point. So Reed Sheppard is in the game in closing minutes in Milwaukee on the road. That is a significant development. KD, they have Kyle Kuzma guarding Kevin Durant. I don't even know why we even screened it. I would have just went ISO, but regardless, guess Sengun comes up, sets a good screen. He likes the Miles Turner matchup, but they are going to play terrible defense here. I want you guys to compare former defensive perennial in the hunt for defense player there, Miles Turner. His screen defense here is just nasty work. There's no ability for him to retreat on Sengun here. I don't know if they're supposed to switch this, but Kyle Kuzma is electing to stay. He's staying, and you're going to allow Alperen Sengun to have a, what do we call this? A 4-on-3. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of our guys on 1, 2, 3 of their guys. And this guy that's going to run this is probably one of the better centers in the NBA. Just not smart, right? Not smart. Not smart hoops here. KD makes the pocket pass. And at this point, Sengun could have passed this. He could have passed this. I mean, he has options. The Bucks do a good job rallying back to cloud the paint and showing bodies, but he just makes the shot because they don't know what they want to do. They're caught in no man's land. And that's what you love to see. That's how you build it, man. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. They're going to have their issues against certain matchups, but you learn how to close a game in games that you have to close. That might have been the dagger for the game, in my opinion. That shot might have been the dagger for the game. All right, 117, 113, 35 points by Giannis, 29 by KD. We're smacking them on the boards. 49-25 is disgusting work. They had no chance, and they're still in the game. So we had a lot of stuff, to clean up with guarding Giannis, obviously, but when they put Sengun on him, I thought that was the difference. Once again, Sengun is his primary assignment. Giannis doesn't want it, wants KD, and he attacks KD, gets into the paint, tries to pass it out, turnover. Just frustrated at this point. KD, talk your stuff, boy. Give me the ball. Now you got KD on Giannis. Get out of the way, Sengun. You're clogging it up. That was a dangerous pass. Missed the shot. That's okay. Good process there. You got Okogie in for defense. I love Ime went offense, defense with Reed and Okogie. Scramble situation here. They don't know what they want to do. Sengun gambles, fouls. That was a good foul. He missed his last 2. Put him on the line. Put him on the line. I don't know if we had a foul to give, whatever it was. Put him on the line. You live with that. You live with that. Makes the first. Makes 1 out of 2. Okay, here's the play everybody's talking about on social media. Okay, so Giannis breaks the other one. Sengun gets the rebound. 37 seconds left, right? Nobody on the Rockets feels uncomfortable with their center bringing the ball up. I just want to point that out. This is your center on this possession. The Bucks are just okay with this, right? Giannis is going to pick up full court. Let's play it again. Pick up full court. Got Giannis. First thing, hits him with an in and out. Kills him there. Just throw that in there. Kills him once. Hits him with a chicken wrap behind the back. Kills him there. Right? Giannis is all over the place at this point. Playing with him. Kills him again. This is the most disrespectful part. This little hand gesture right here. I'm good. Bro said, I'm good. I don't need a screen. I got it. I'm chilling. I'm good. No, man. Don't come up. We don't need a screen. Just chill. We got it. Goes for the steal again. Whiffs on the steal. You got Miles Turner. Once again, probably his PR for Defense Player of the Year, or how elite he is a defender. He's been a fraud for a while on defense, but hits him with an inside jab step spin move, power pivot into a layup and one. Flex. Now that's tough. That is tough. That's how you earn your respect, bruh. That is curtains. Look at this. Chicken wrap. Gotcha. Nah, I'm chilling. I'm good. Comes around. Power spins. Pivot. And one. Show the guns. And then icing on the cake, make the free throw. Game's over at this point. Game's over. That's game. There's a bunch of stuff that happens after that, but that's game. What a great game to watch, and just to see some of the things, the developments that we had. Key things that the reason the Rockets won the game for me was, once again, Reed Sheppard. His defense was really, really good in this game. And it wasn't good in the sense of like he was just like banging and locking stuff up. But the thing that I said a few videos ago, if you're gonna be a bad defender, like a bad point of attack defender or a bad team defender, don't just stand there. Do it going fast. Like just use your athletic ability, fight. And today he fought. Like he was fighting on defense, getting steals. He got a block, I think, in one of the clips he blocked Gary Trent. And I think the fact that they were able to stick Reed on these non-shooters and force the Bucks to have to call for those screens to him and him just fighting, it worked. And this is all I asked for in the last game, Ime. Like, why do we have Reed playing a stupid zone? He's not tall. He's young, so he doesn't really understand like all the like nuances and the speed of the NBA to be able to be successful in that. If I'm him, I'm going to switch it up, bro. He doesn't have to play in the zone every time. If you're scared of him being attacking the pick and roll by like a Cade Cunningham, blitz Cade, trap Cade, and let Cade make some other guy be the ball handler. And if you play a team like Milwaukee, we don't even really need to play the zone because they don't have any ball handlers that you are really scared of. So you can put Reed on a Gary Trent Jr. or that Green kid. You can just hide him there. That's what you do with guys like him. I already said this with the JJ Redick thing, where they would put JJ Redick on like the least athletic person on the court, and then the other team would try to counter by calling for screens with that player. And then because that player is not anything, they're not a ball handler, they're probably a shooter, you're not really worried about it. So we can get out the zones, and I think Reed showed that he can survive, especially when teams are built like this. I am still wary of his matchups when you have like elite ball handlers, and that's going to be the biggest issues with him is the pick and roll when you have a ball handler. This game did not change that, but to me, this showed me that probably how many guys in the league are elite ball handlers in the pick and roll? Maybe 8 teams have guys that can like really punish you. We shouldn't just rely solely on the zone. It becomes a gimmick, and when your gimmick becomes your main thing, it loses its power, right? When your death lineup is your starting lineup, it's not a death lineup. So love that. His ability to stay on the court, hit a bunch of big ass threes in that game leading up to that. That was huge for us. He played in the closing minutes, and he was a spacer for a lot of our primary actions. That was important for us instead of another non-shooter. Teams have to respect his shooting. When you make threes and you can survive on defense and you're on the court, just by his presence alone, the Rockets are a better offense. They're more elite, right? So that was huge. Another key thing, Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant closing out this game, and I'm going to give you the other side of it, both sides. He was able to do so because the Bucks did not have the defenders to give him the ball pressure we saw from OKC and the Spurs and some of the games that we look bad in, even some of the Detroit game, right? So that's the big difference right now. If you're going to let us walk into the half court and let your center be ISO'd by KD over and over again, then that's just terroristic activities by Doc Rivers, and he made them pay for it. He dropped, 30 on their heads, and he did it in an efficient manner. Played a great game. I don't know. Let me see how many turnovers, which has been his biggest issue. KD had 31.7 assists, making great reads. That's what that tells me. Missed 4 free throws, which is uncharacteristic of him. But only 3 turnovers. Now we're making progress from 8, right? So KD able to close out the game. Had some key defensive stops on Giannis when they try to go to him. We were just guarding Giannis really, really well. Our team's collective length is a problem for some of these bigs. And I think Wembanyama saw that, and he struggled. We were just ass in a lot of other areas. And then Giannis saw the same thing. So that's a good development from a team that we were really short last year. Now we're a tall team. 81 true shooting for KD, which is disgustingly just nice. 37 minutes, right? KD being able to close, not turn the ball over, play good defense was good. To me, the biggest catalyst late in the game was Alperen Sengun, right? So Reed got us there. KD closed it out, but Sengun is the straw that stirs the drink. His defense on Giannis, his defense on those pick and rolls, being able to show and recover, being able to help and recover, being able to guard multiple actions and individual possessions. That's one end. The defense, to me, more importantly than his offense, because KD was the offense. Sengun's ability to guard Giannis one-on-one. Now, you're not going to leave him one-on-one with no help. Like, you're going to shade to cut off some of the driving angles from Giannis. But the fact that he can stay in front of him, is strong enough to not get bullied by him, has quick enough feet to move laterally, and is smart enough to navigate some of the actions the Bucks were trying to run. I mean, I ain't going to it's crazy, bro. He to me, he is a top 2 or 3 center in the NBA right now. And I don't give a damn what nobody thinks. He played 39 minutes, plus 21. Only person had a higher plus minus was Jabari, and Jabari's plus minus was passively. So Sengun, an active. If you played the most minutes and you have a plus 21 and you play damn near the whole game, that means the team is just. I mean, that's MVP level stuff. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not even gonna lie. That's MVP level stuff. Alp plus 21, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 7 assists. He was efficient in this game. Missed a couple free throws that he should have had 5 turnovers. Watching the game, the turnovers, some of them were some were stupid, some were not his fault. So I'll live because he is our hub. That a lot of the turnovers are like just handoff stuff. So the live ball ones are just crazy work. But 70 true shooting. I mean, just all around, just a great game, great impact from him. And to me, Amen Thompson being placed in his proper position in a dunker spot late in the game, filling the corners with 2 shooters with Reed and Jabari, or even on a lesser extent, you had what's his name, Josh Okogie in the corner and Jabari or Reed. That's the move going forward, bro. Like, Ime made an adjustment. He is always late on adjustments. This is what I know about him. It's going to take a couple of games before they change. But to me, that closing set of 2 shooters fill the corners, Amen and the dunkers, and Alpine and KD at the top of the key as your kind of your backcourt, that's all it should be. It's either going to be a Alpi ISO, a KD ISO, or Alpi KD screen and roll, with either of them being the ball handler. Those 2 shooters in the corners are going to cause the gravity to be there, and the men is an outlet valve for the dunkers. That's your closing. That's your closing. That's it. That's it. You can pick who you want the shooters to be. I don't care. Maybe it's Tari, maybe it's Reed, maybe it's Jabari, maybe it's Okogie. But a man should not be in the corner with Steven Adams and the dunker. We cannot close with the double bigs. We cannot. That's a death lineup thing that you want to have in key parts of the game, not the main thing. So a lot of great stuff for them to work off of, and they get an easy stretch of games coming up where they could kind of stat pad on some of their efficiency ratings. And yeah, we'll look at how that looks. But appreciate y'all for coming through. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. Keep rocking with the Chop Shop, and we're going to keep dropping that